Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name's Alicia, and I hope that you will subscribe if you have not already before you leave. In today's video, we are going to be doing a demo and review on the new Pat McGrath and Bridgerton collection. Now, I did pick up the full collection. I love this show so much. If you're not familiar with it, it's a show on Netflix, and I blew through the whole thing in probably like 2 days. So I definitely wanted to pick up the whole thing. Now, as you can tell, I have nothing on my face other than like moisturizer, and I did prime my lids with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. And we are gonna go ahead and start with the eyes. I want to go ahead and get right in because I got this in the mail yesterday and I was so ready to use it. So as you can tell, this is the packaging here for the eyeshadow palette. This retails for $65. Gorgeous packaging, as always with Pat McGrath, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up, and it looks basically exactly like the outer packaging. So pretty. You open it up, it's got a big mirror. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. It says flawless, my dear, on the mirror. And then you have got these gorgeous shades here. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these. All right, so here is the palette swatched out. This is definitely more of like a highlight type shade, or you could put that all over the lid and I think it would catch the light very pretty whenever you're outside or just moving around in general. I mean, as you can tell, it looks like nothing and then the light hits it and it just pops. This is a gorgeous topper shade. These two, like this kind of corally pink and then this more red colored, are more of like a satin. It does have a little bit of like a shine to it. Then you have got this matte dark like brownie plumish purple, and this shade right here is absolutely stunning. These two together would be gorgeous. And then these three I think work really, really well together. So as you can tell by my dress, I am going more on the pinky and blue route. I really wanted to try that color. So that is what we're gonna do. I will say as well, I love these little impressions, the little bees in there and the little lady silhouette. I think it's so cute. All right, so I've got you guys pulled in a little bit closer. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this like pinky coral color, and it's called Art of the Swoon. And I'm going to use the mirror that is on this palette, and I'm gonna put this shade all in the crease. And that shade blended wonderfully. All right, next up, I'm gonna go into a smaller blending brush, and I'm gonna take this darker red here, and I'm gonna go essentially in the same area, just a little bit lower. Definitely pinky vibes to this palette. If you wanted to put that darker, like reddish shade all over the lid, and then that lighter corally pink in the crease, I think that would be a gorgeous little combo as well. Maybe with this on like the inner third or inner half of your lid. Gorgeous. Just a thought. All right. These shades are blending together so nicely. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with another little blender brush, and I am gonna go into this shade right here because I can't help but use this shade. I think, if you've been watching my channel for any period of time, you would probably know that I like plummy browns. Now, this one, while the other two had no kick up, this one did have a little bit in the pan, so I hope you can see that. Doesn't bother me, just something to note. All right, now this color, I'm gonna put all in the outer crease of my eye over here, outer corner, I guess I should say. And I'm just kind of blending that up. I absolutely love this shade. So freaking pretty. All right, and then I'm gonna take that pinky coral shade here. I put that on my finger, and you can see that it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. And I'm gonna pop that on the rest of my eyelid. All right, so now comes the fun part. I am gonna go ahead and go in with this blue shade right here. And this one is called Regency Blue. So freaking cool. And you can see the effect that that has. Stunning. So I am really gonna try to build this up. I definitely will say with like a glitter topper like this, I definitely would do eyes first. If you're not using this shade, it probably doesn't matter if you do your eyes or your face first. All right, so there is that shade. Now, all right, as usual, I'm gonna go back in with like a fluffy little brush here, and I'm gonna go back into that corally pink shade, and I'm also going to dip into this one as well, kind of dipping in between the two. I'm gonna look down and just right in that crease, I'm gonna dust away any little glitter particles that we have. Okay, now I think I am going to do one more thing. I'm gonna take, I think I'm gonna take the shade right here, and I want to see how that blends out up here. I think I'm gonna use that as like my little brow bone highlight. And I think that that was a smart addition to this palette, because this, it's kind of got a little bit of pink vibes to it. So I think it goes well with like these plummy colors as well as these like pinks over here. So that is it for the eye. I'm gonna go ahead, catch up the other eye, do my face makeup, and then we'll be back for the other two palettes. All right, I have got the rest of my makeup done. Now we are gonna go ahead and go into the other two little palettes. So the first one I think I wanna go into is the highlighter itself. There were two different versions, a lighter tone and a deeper tone. Of course, I went with the lighter of the two. This is what the actual component looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. So satisfying. And isn't it just gorgeous? So this is the one, it's the Divine Glow Highlighter. Iconic Indiscretions, I believe is what it's called. And you open it up and look at the impressions on here. Is that not just like the cutest thing? So of course, yeah, it comes with two different colors. They both are kind of like gold type tones. A lighter and a deeper, of course. They retail for $60 each. It's got a nice mirror in here. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a swatch of this. So this is what that shade looks like there. I'm gonna go ahead and apply that. The only thing I have on my cheeks so far is my bronzer. So this is a more like blinding type highlight. There is a highlighter in the palette that I'm going to show you, the blush palette. However, I think that one's more of like a pinky tone, whereas this is kind of like a yellow gold. So pretty. And Pat McGrath highlighters, if you have not tried them, I've got one that permanently, this one right here from a previous holiday collection, permanently sits on my desk. All right, so I'm just going to put this everywhere, really. All right, and I think I'm gonna put some on my collarbones as well. But yeah, you can see that glow there. So pretty. And I feel like it's not too much, you know, but yeah. I don't like that the packaging, you're gonna see fingerprints all over it, but that is just me really nitpicking. And we have to finish the lower lash line. I don't know what I was thinking. So for the lower lash line, I definitely want to go in with this plummy shade here. And the name of that one is Plum Regalia. I'm gonna take that on a little liner brush and I'm gonna pull you guys in a little bit closer. All right. So again, I'll just do one eye on camera and then I'll catch up the other off. I freaking just love this shade so much. All right, and then I'm gonna go in with my little pencil type brush and I'm gonna go into, I'm just gonna mix these two and we're just gonna buff this out. Super easy, nothing crazy, but these colors go together so nicely. It was really curated well. I guess I will go ahead and go into this shade. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, catch up the other eye, put on my mascara, and then we'll be back for the blush palette. I think mascara is such a game changer. All right, I went ahead and put on a Pat McGrath little lipstick as well. This is Nude Venus. It is one of my favorites. I think it just makes your lips look plump and healthy and juicy. And yeah, thought that would go well with today's video. So next up, we are going into the final product, which is the blush palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. This retails for $52. Right, and the packaging looks just like the outer packaging of it. All right, so here is what the actual palette looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. You've got a mirror and then you have got two blushes and a highlighter. Now, all three of these shades have already existed in her line. You've got the shade Cherish, Nymphette, and Venus Nectar. Now, I have this holiday collection as well, and the shades in here are different. So if you picked up both, if you wanted to pick up both, you definitely could. None of the shades are repeated in those two blush palettes. I think I'm actually gonna try to go into both of these shades. I'm gonna use this one more on the back part of my cheek. This is the shade Nymphette. So I'm gonna use that more towards the back. And then I'm going to go into this Cherish shade and put that more on like the actual apple. Ooh, that is pigmented. Definitely gonna have to blend this out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same over here. I'm just gonna smile and pop it on the apples. All right, little blush heavy. And then of course, this is that other highlighter that I was talking about. So I'm gonna swatch the two highlighter shades side by side. All right, so this one here is Venus Nectar from the eyeshadow, from the blush palette. And then this is the single. So there is the one from the blush palette. There is the single, and you can definitely tell this one is definitely brighter, more poppy. This one could even be like a nice like blush topper, which let's go ahead and do that. We might as well. Okay, now as usual, I'm gonna take just this big, clean, fluffy brush, and I'm going to blend everything together. Okay, We're gonna go ahead and set. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, best setting spray I've ever used. I am almost out, and then we will go over our final thoughts of everything. All right, so this is the finished look. I freaking love it. I don't usually wear a ton of color, but this is how I like to wear color. I definitely think this is good for everyday wear. Like, I'm wearing this to work. I have no problem with that. I freaking love how much dimension you can get from this eyeshadow palette. With it being only 6 shades, you can still get such special looks with this eyeshadow palette. I love the shades that were curated in here. I think she did an amazing job. I will say though, if you're using that blue shade, definitely do your eyes before. It has a lot of fallout. It's kind of to be expected when you're putting a glitter topper over, you know, another shade, but just something to keep in mind. This is, again, $65. The blush palette, love it, love it. $52 for 2 of her blushes and a highlighter. I think you cannot beat that. If I was going to pick up one thing from this collection, this would be it. I think you get the most bang for your buck with this one. But again, $52. Love it, love the shades. I like that highlighter as a blush topper like we used it. Then finally, we have got the highlighter itself. Again, there is just something special about her highlighters. Until you've used it, I can't really explain what that special factor is. Just the way your skin catches the light, it seriously looks like glass. It's undetectable, so like glossy looking. It is an expensive highlighter. It's 60 bucks. If I was gonna pass on one thing from this collection, it would be the highlighter. But if you are interested in a luxury highlighter, these are definitely fantastic, fantastic quality. Currently, this is only being sold on Pat McGrath's website. It's currently sold out. You can join the wait list for it. I don't know if it's going to be coming to Sephora. It never released on Sephora. I got an email from Pat McGrath and I scooped it up immediately. I know that they are making more, so if you're interested in it, join the wait list. I do not think you will be disappointed. But again, I will say the one that you get the most bang for your buck is definitely the blush and highlighter palette. But I love this eyeshadow palette, and I love this eyeshadow look. I think it is reminiscent of her new Mothership palette. Is it like the Utopian or something like that? I get those same kind of vibes. I don't own that palette, but the shades in here compared to the shades in there, I think it's comparable. So you get it at a lot cheaper of a price. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already to catch all of my future videos, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye guys.